This week's podcast is brought to you by Nike, home of the world's first 100% recycled hammock made from 37 plastic post-consumer water bottles and weighing less than 1 kilo. Nike products will not only make you feel good, see what I did there? But they make the environment feel good too.
Love it. Nike, relax wherever you go. Seriously. What are you waiting for? We love the Nike products so much. We have so many of the Nike products and they are all awesome. Look, if you want to get your hands on some Nike products, jump on over to our website and take advantage of the awesome 15% feel-good discount code that our good friends at Nike have provided for our awesome feel-good family audience.
Welcome to Season 6, Episode 14 of the Family Travel Australia podcast. We are Paul, Katie and Jasper from the Feel Good family. Join us as we explore this great country, Australia, its people, places and cultures.
Yes, welcome to the Family Travel Podcast, where we share the latest in RV industry news, road trip, travel, caravanning, camping, where to go, what to do, product reviews, and so much more. Thanks for joining us for another week.
Yes, thank you indeed, and what a week we've got for you. This week we are joined by Tom and Amy Urick-Wright, better known as Boys And A Caravan, a full-time travelling family that sold up in 2017 to Travel Australia for 11 months. Well, with their four boys, Tyler, Lincoln, Jet and Chase, that was over 4.5 years ago. If you are dreaming of travelling Oz with your family, then these are definitely the guys to get the answers from. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys.
How you going, guys?
Hey, Tom and Amy. Hey, I just want to start by saying, personally, we think you guys are amazing. I mean, we travel with one boy and we have our struggles with that. The fact that you guys are on the road and have been on the road for such a long time with 4 growing boys, you're amazing. How do you do it?
Oh, honestly, it can be a challenge, but
It certainly was at first.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have the same problems that you would at home, just in a smaller space.
Yeah,
Yeah, the positives definitely outweigh the
negatives. For sure.
That's for sure.
I remember seeing a guy on telly in America, and he had 13 kids.
Oh my goodness!
And the news anchor asked him, "What's your secret, mate?" And he said, "Don't have too many rules."
Yeah. That's good. Well, look, every time that we are fortunate enough to cross paths with you beautiful people on the road, you're just so chilled. Every time we drive off, Paul says, I don't know what Tom's secret sauce is, but he is just so chilled and so laid back.
I said to Kate, he's got to be on the meds.
Yeah. No, it's a happy lifestyle, mate. It's all about that.
I think that's why we're so addicted to it too.
Yeah.
Just a chilled lifestyle.
Yeah, the no stress. Like, I mean, you still have your little stresses here and there, but nothing like our old
Wow.
life.
Well, take us back 4.5 years. Is that right? Is it 4.5 years now?
Yeah, getting close to 5.
Wow.
Well, September, we've lived in the caravan 5 years.
Yep.
Awesome.
But we pulled up in my mum's driveway at first while we finished selling the house and things like that, and then we sped off in the January of 2018.
Yep.
Wow.
Just awesome,
And what
guys.
was the reason? What was that moment? Did you have an aha moment? Right, we're doing this?
Well, when I was a kid, I grew up travelling a lot with mum and dad, just like caravanning around Australia. And we did a 6-month trip in Australia when I was like 10.
Oh, wow.
And I still remember that as some of my most greatest memories growing up.
Yeah.
Always talked about it.
Always.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. And then I think one thing led to another. Work always got busy, kids at school, then the sports.
We spent a lot of money going overseas too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We did, yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
Like we were going to, because all my mum's side of the family is in England and all my dad's is in Switzerland. So we'd spent pretty much from the moment we met, we were going over there every year.
Yep.
Once we had kids, it just changed, didn't it?
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And we're like, we need to see our backyard.
Yeah, and I think the catalyst is when your dad passed away like really young.
Yeah.
And he worked like crazy hard all his life and then just gone.
He
Wow.
worked so
Like,
hard.
oh,
It was
man.
all about save for the future. And unfortunately, he didn't get to enjoy
Any
that.
of it. Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
That
goosebumps. That's
that
full
really
on.
hit us. And it was
Yeah.
like, nah, life is too short. We want to enjoy it now with our kids.
Because we put it off a year, didn't we? We were meant to leave at the start of 2017. And we're like, oh, nah, it doesn't feel right. It's not quite the right timing. And then,
I think it was even earlier than that. We
Yeah.
kept putting it off quite a bit. We're like, oh, maybe we'll wait till this. Maybe we'll wait till that. There was
Yeah.
always something. And then, Dad passed away and we were like, no,
stop it.
stuff it.
Yeah.
It's
There's nothing more important than family time, and spending that time with our kids now is, for us, what's the most important.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you guys certainly are making the most of it, following along on your Instagram platform. You're living an amazing life.
I read on your Facebook page, actually, which, again, if you're listening, is 4 Boys in a Caravan. So we'll give you all of the details, and in our description will be all of the links on how you can connect with these incredible guys. You've got a quote on there that says, "We travel not to escape life, but for life not to escape us," which is exactly what you're just talking about. Isn't that great?
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah,
Spot on.
100%.
And what an
Life
amazing...
can go quickly.
Yes, and such an amazing upbringing, that you are giving. What a gift to your boys. How have they grown over this period and adjusted to this lifestyle that for a lot of people, they would look in on what you're doing with your family, and that we certainly experienced this as well, and they just couldn't get their heads around, how is this possible and is this the right thing to be doing? How have the boys grown over this period?
Oh, they've drastically grown, haven't they? Like,
it's incredible.
Like, I'm not going to lie, when we first left traveling and I quit my full-time job and we pretty much hit the road, I struggled being with the kids 24/7.
Yeah.
I really
It's switching off from work.
I really struggled. That first 6 weeks, I was ready to turn around. I said to Amy, I don't know, I can't do this. It's just nuts.
And I think the stress of wondering if we were doing the right thing for the kids get to us a little bit too much too, especially with the schooling thing. We're like, are we doing enough? Because when we first left, we just had an exemption.
Yeah.
We're like, we're not doing enough. It was just, we felt, well, I did anyway, super, super, super stressed about are we making the right decision for the kids.
Yep.
Yeah, look, we can...
as time went on, we look at them now and we're just like, best decision we ever made for them.
How good is that?
Isn't that brilliant? And look, we talk about it all the time. These travelling kids are just incredible, not only in what they're learning because they're in the environment, it's the best classroom any kid can be in, but they're confident, and they're self-reliant and they're adaptable to change. So all of these life skills.
I think that's it. They're the skills that we're losing, I think, in a lot of ways. There's more screen and less green, as we always talk about, and it's it totally just flips your world, doesn't it? I mean, it must have for you guys as well, where you're turning yourself from indoor people to outdoor people, and with your kids. What a better life can you give them?
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. It's just, and we try to teach, like, we're able to mold the kids to be good people.
Good people. Yeah. The whole academic thing for us isn't that important. We concentrate on the reading, the writing, the spelling, like the basic stuff, and we feel like everything else just really comes naturally, and learning, in real life.
Yeah, and I know from our experience with Jasper, just in starting with prep this year, those lessons, they do come from the environment around you, and your boys, looking at them and spending that time that we have with you when we've met up on the road, they're following the things that they love. I mean, I know you guys say, we're happiest when we've got our snorkel masks on and our fins and we're out there in the water. I mean, imagine what these boys are going to do and what paths they're going to leave as they grow up.
They're mini marine biologists already.
Yeah.
We look at Tyler now, like he's 13, and he's got so much passion for the ocean and wants to be a marine biologist and stuff. And we think, geez, if we were back in Victoria living our normal life, he wouldn't have this.
He might be completely lost as to what he wants to do.
I don't know. He might want to be something completely different. But the good thing with him though, he's just, when he's got so much passion like that, he learns so much better. You sit him down doing all this nonsense that he's not interested in. Geez, it is hard work.
Straight over his head.
But like last year, he went and got his dive license, and he studied so hard, didn't he? He was like head down doing it. If it was anything else, we would have had fighting, tears, arguing. But because it's something that he loves and is passionate about, he puts 110% in that.
That's so great, guys. And look, I know this is a topic and an area that we have lots of people reach out to us, or people that we meet on the road, you know, that taking that leap and bringing your children with you and pulling them out of a traditional school environment and the minefield for parents of what way do we go. What's your advice for any families out there listening who have that little, you know, twinkle of an idea that they want to do this with their families, but they're feeling very much like, I don't know how we could, or it's not the right thing? What would be your advice?
Well, honestly, every family's different. Yeah. Right. Every kid's learn differently. So what works for us isn't going to work for other kids.
Yeah. And
some kids still need the structure.
It's trial and error too. It really is. Like, because we did distance ed, we did the exemption, we tried every avenue. It wasn't until we hit homeschooling that we like realized
we were in charge.
Yeah.
It's good. Was this for them? It was the best way of learning. And I know, it doesn't suit everybody, but it suits our kids.
Yep. And basically, just try. If you can try the distance ed, you can try the homeschooling
until you find something that works for you.
Yeah, there's no problems.
And you're not stuck into anything either. If you sign up for distance ed and it's not right for you,
do something else.
Yeah, that's great advice.
It's amazing. Kate and I keep looking at each other and going, you know, we're trying to, as you put it, mold Jasper into the areas that he seems to excel in, or that he really is showing interest around. And what ends up happening as a byproduct is we're learning so much.
Oh yes.
You know, not just about parenting, but honestly, in all of these topics, it's an incredible gift to be able to be hands on as a teacher in that parenting role.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And our kids like say things to us sometimes, and we're like, "What?"
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't teach you that. What's that?
Sometimes Jasper does that to us in public, and we just think, "Oh no."
It's funny. It's amazing what they pick up. They're like sponges. Like,
they are.
You know, they listen to all the like the ranger talks and that kind of stuff, and you know, they pick up on all that and remember it.
Yeah,
I don't even
if there's a
remember
museum or a library, like take go to places like that and grab information where you can. And for our boys, like they learn without realizing they're learning, which is so good.
Yeah.
Trying to sit them down at a desk now would be impossible.
Yeah.
They have no interest in going back to school. They love learning hands-on, and
there's definitely an incredible amount of retention in situ, that we find. What were you both doing before you hit the road? What were your jobs, or what was your normal life like?
Yeah, well, I was a service manager, so for a pump company, so I was in charge of a group of people. Just looked after pumps for like hospitals and all this kind of stuff, food and beverage places. So it was
going to work early, coming home late.
Yeah, so it was a lot of stress, a lot of calls, constantly on the phone, putting out fires here and there. So it was a stressful job. It was a stressful job.
And I was just a stay-at-home mum.
Not just a stay-at-home mum, Amy. That is a big job.
Superwoman.
Yes.
Your 4 boys. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So
you were going to work before the kids were awake in the morning, and you were coming home at like chaotic time.
It's nuts. I'd get home.
Dinner, bath, bed. That that witching hour.
Yeah.
Witching hour,
Tom
yes.
would come home and pipe them up again, and, and then we do it all over again.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm nodding because that is a similar scenario for us, and that really was, part of the impetus for us to take the leap, is that Paul was just working crazy hours when Jasper finally came along, and, he was starting to get upset with me, and our relationship was suffering because he'd go before Jasper woke, Jasper would be asleep before he got home, and it really does have an impact, and it's amazing when you're living a situation, no matter what it is, how hard it is to see anything outside of that environment that you're living in.
Something that we get asked all the time is about finances. So now you look 4.5 years, almost 5 years down the track. How are you affording to feed 6 mouths?
Yeah, well, we work. We basically work. So
we were pretty lucky when we started because we sold the house that we owned outright. So
Amazing.
We had the money behind us, which was a good start.
Well, which was going to cover us
it covered us for that 11 months that we'd initially planned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We went crazy, didn't we?
We did go a bit nuts.
Thinking we were just going to do that one lap, we did everything.
Awesome.
The sharks and going over the Heart Reef and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, wow.
When we realised that we wanted to continue doing this full time, we're like, okay, we're going to have to think a different way.
Yeah, so we put ourselves out a bit more on social media, didn't we? We thought, well, we didn't really do much that first lap. It was more just about enjoying ourselves.
Great.
Spending family time. So we did very little on social media. And after that first lap, we're like, well, we want to keep living this lifestyle. We're going to have to do
how are we going to do it? Yeah.
So we just put ourselves out there a bit more. We were lucky enough to pick up a few gigs with some caravan parks and some tourism bodies. And now I repair caravans along the way.
Awesome. You'd be the most popular guy getting around.
Never out of work.
I get a lot of work, mate, that's for sure. So, so I get a lot of calls, which is great because I love helping people out with their caravans.
Yeah. Because that's the thing too, he was always doing it. Mm-hmm. It's just something about Tom. He's always standing around chatting to people and, having a yarn. And then next minute I'll be like, where's Tom? And he's in like someone's caravan fixing something or, whatever.
And then you showed up with an invoice.
Yeah. Well, then some friends of ours said to us, Joe and Ollie, they were like, you should be doing this as a job, to earn money, because we were constantly looking of ways that how we can earn money to stay on the road.
Yeah.
And we're like, that is actually genius because it's so convenient for people to not have to pack up, take their caravan somewhere and then sit around for hours and wait.
And I think the thing for us is we really didn't want to really be selling something to a lot of people, be pressuring people to buy stuff. We just wanted to make money our own way without really relying on kind of other people, I guess.
Great.
Yeah, that's great. And adding value too. I mean, you guys, from what we know of you and from what you've just said too, there is something so special about being able to add value to somebody else's experience. Yeah. And obviously everybody then benefits from it, so it's great. We do get lots of questions from people, like, no, I just don't think I've got any skills that I can take on the road, or I really don't know what I want to do. And we just say to people, like, you could do anything, you've just got to start to think outside of the box a bit.
We met a lady actually in Emu Park up there. We know you guys probably talk about the Keppels and that area is one of your favourite locations, and same for us. But at Emu Park there, just south of Yeppoon, there was a lady in a tent, like a teepee though, like one of those old school teepees, and she was reading tarot cards, and that's how she was finding her way around Australia. And we were like, well, there you go. If you can do that, you can do anything.
Yeah,
definitely. And this is the other thing that we bring up. You can travel in whatever makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't think there is one family is the same as another. Like,
No.
everyone's situation's different. And I say to people all the time, because I get so many messages, and I'm like, it doesn't matter what you've got, what setup you've got. Like, we've met people doing it in tents. We've met people doing it in buses. And you don't need all the flashbang whiz stuff.
If you can't afford that, don't let that put you off.
I mean, if you can get it,
travel quickly.
amazing. But you don't need it.
Yeah, that's such great advice, guys.
Yeah, and we just pick up. Tom also picks up work. If we really need it, we'll stop somewhere for a couple of months or whatever, and he'll look around and see what's going on offer.
I'm a fitter and turner by
and
trade.
He'll do
so,
anything.
yeah.
So he's done, he'll pick up anything. Or me, but usually it's him because I can handle the kids a little bit more on my own.
You've got a very important job. Well, you guys would know too from travelling around, particularly in the last couple of years, there is work everywhere, and it seems to be that, you go into any town and people are crying out for not even skilled employees anymore. They just want decent people who are willing to give it a go. So,
which is great, going back to the boys and how you guys are really developing those life skills, is that I tell you what, if you've got a good attitude, you can go places, you can do anything, and a lot of the times everything's learnable from a skill, isn't it?
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, it's not always if you're the most highly trained person. If you have got a bad attitude and you just don't get along with people, you're never going to get anywhere.
Yeah, that's the important thing for us, is making sure our kids are good. They're turning into good humans.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah,
we want to raise them.
Love
to
it.
Good.
Yeah, and how can they not, living this incredible lifestyle? Talking about setups, talk to us about your setup. I mean, holy dooly, how do you trek 4 growing boys? I mean, in a minute you're going to have a handful of teenagers. Oh, my gosh.
On that, we just watched a walkthrough, I think it was a few weeks back, of your van, and it's beautiful. That footage was beautifully shot, but it was also made Katie and I go, how the hell do they keep it so organised? And it was amazing.
It helps that I'm a bit of a clean freak. It's funny because every time someone sees our van, they're like, doesn't even look lived in. I'm like, yeah, that's my bad habit there. I just like everything clean.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't always look clean, but majority of the time it is.
Amazing.
But, which helps that we live that outdoor lifestyle, so the boys are outside most of the time.
Yeah, definitely.
The only time they're really inside is if it's raining.
Yeah.
So walk us through. You're in a 25-foot. Are you in a leader caravan?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yep.
We're in a 25-foot quad bunk leader caravan. So.
Quad bunk. I mean, can you believe there's such a thing? You guys must have invented that.
Well, we left on our trip with just a triple bunk. Because
Chase was only 2, and we're like, we're only doing, that kind of lap.
Yeah.
It'll do. There's no point, changing our van because we already had the triple bunk.
Yeah, but then after that first lap, we're like, no, we want to do this full time. Every kid needs their own bed.
Yeah.
So we looked around and we met other travelling families that had a leader caravan, didn't they?
And they were the only caravan manufacturer that we knew of that did 4 bunks at the time. That was a full caravan.
Wow. Okay.
Without the what do you call that? Where it pops out. The
like,
main bed
the canvas
pops
Oh,
out
yes.
Like an expander. Yep.
Yep.
And I remember we walked in, we
hadn't even planned on buying at the time. We were just looking. We
walked in the dealership in Tweed.
Yeah.
In Tweed Heads at the time, and there was one there and says, "Oh, yeah, we'll take that, thanks."
All right, sold.
Amazing. We know that. We actually know that actual store. That was one of
we did a bit of browsing there ourselves.
Yeah, I think it was one of the first places that we went to on the Goldie to check out vans, and it actually made some footage that walkthrough in our very first episode, didn't it? I just remembered.
Get out of here.
Yeah, how about that? Wow.
Oh, wow. That's classic.
And so you guys also, you have your van, which is beautiful. Yep. And for anybody out there dreaming, we definitely suggest jumping onto your Instagram page and having a little look at that immaculately presented walkthrough tour. It's very dreamy. But you also, you have your swags as well, right? So you guys don't just live in the van full time. You get off the beaten track, you get over onto the islands, and you do some pretty awesome swag camping.
Yeah. It's like we either use the swags or we dump the swags if we can't fit them somewhere, or we just grab a couple of little tents.
Which we're sleeping in some tiny little tents at the moment.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So, my mum's on the Gold Coast now, so we have a very small little storage unit down there, and we tend to pull things in and out as we need it.
Yeah.
Which is
but we love exploring. We love the island, so obviously you can't take the caravan over to some of these islands.
No, we would if we could.
So it's just one of those amazing experiences to park yourself up somewhere so remote. Just in a tent.
No one else around.
You know, it's just magic.
What a gift for the boys and for you as a family.
Amy, you just must be so incredible. And look, I'm probably, I don't know, I'm suggesting it's Amy that does this. So forgive me, Tom, if this is your role. But like when you guys go away with just a couple of tents or you go with your swags, I mean, I have trouble if we go for a weekend. You should see the bags that we have. It's ridiculous. And Paul always says to me, surely we can go somewhere once and just take a bag. How do you pack? This could be like a whole thing for you. You could have like Amy's tips on how to be organised and pack less and essentials. How? I don't even know how you could make that possible with 4 growing boys.
I reckon it's got easier over time. Because before we started traveling, I was such a big packer. We'd like go away for a week to the Gold Coast and we'd have like 10 suitcases.
So it's just saying, like, this is ridiculous. this is nuts.
But it's definitely I've got better at it. The more I do it, the better I get. Like we've come down to Harvey Bay for a couple of days and we've got like one bag of clothes.
Yeah, that's it.
Between the 6 of us, which is awesome.
Because we live in shorts, t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like we don't generally go out and eat dinner. We generally cook ourselves. Like, you know, we don't even take shoes. We just got thongs.
We're lift beepers. You know, like it doesn't matter where we stay. If there's a lift, that door is always trying to close before we've pulled all our bags out. So everywhere is like, bing, you know.
Yeah, we've pretty well scarred Jasper for life, I think, the amount of lift alarms we've set off in our time.
Yeah.
Definitely need to be taking a leaf out of your book.
And for us, it's just like it's proved that we can live with
minimal stuff.
Right.
And get by.
Isn't that a great part of this lifestyle, though? We talk about that too, in how it really turns you into what we refer to as a conscious consumer. You're aware of everything that you're consuming, whether that's, you know, what you're buying to eat, your rubbish that you output, whether that's the things, the stuff that you're buying. You really do become aware that it's not actually all of those things that really give you that joy or you know, make those experiences better. It really is that time together and the sharing of those experiences.
Yeah, you really get sucked into that, don't you, when you're in a house and you're just living that sort of normal life and thinking that
you need
society makes you think that you need this bigger house and you need this and the kids need this and that, when really they don't. And it took us doing this and selling all our stuff going, oh, my God, like we were in tears. Yeah. We couldn't believe how much just
money we'd wasted on rubbish
stuff.
Yeah.
That we thought we needed. Like we had this huge, big 5-bedroom house with a massive playroom just full of plastic toys and it's just, we look back now and we're like, this is crazy.
That was,
and now they've just got these little boxes at the end of their bed with all their stuff in it, and they're.
I mean, we were huge.
Stuff in there doesn't even get used half the time.
We were huge consumers. We were just contributing to landfill, like no one.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until living on the road, you're like, that was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
absolutely ridiculous.
Like everyone was always coming to our house for the parties on the weekend because, you know,
We had
this
everything.
huge playroom and like trampolines and water slides and like we had it all. Our house was the fun party house that everyone came to. And as much as, you know, there was good times that we've had in the past, we're just like, yeah, that's a whole different kind of lifestyle now.
So what is next? I mean, we're very aware, and for those listening out there or watching this, these guys love the islands. Are you going to be, I don't know, staking your claim on an island up there in central Queensland? What's the future?
We could buy an island and just live off that if we could.
Do you know what? Someone did do that on Great Keppel Island.
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
They did. Someone,
Yeah. They stayed there, and then eventually the state government just gave them that bit of land. Maybe we'll just do that.
I love that story.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we I don't know. We honestly we don't know. We know we'll end up in Queensland somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And when we stop, we got no idea.
It's always an open conversation too that we have with the kids, just as they get older and older. Like Tyler turned 13 in March, and
we thought we would have stopped by now.
Well,
right.
Yeah, every sort of milestone we've kind of hit has changed. Like we said, oh, you know, we'll definitely make sure we've stopped and in a house and ready to put Tyler into high school, but that never happened. And as far as Tyler's concerned, he would prefer to do courses and stuff online rather than actually go to school. But it is a conversation we have with the boys, just making sure that everyone's still happy and everyone's still on the same path.
Yep.
So I guess we just plan on just continuing
as long as everyone's happy.
As long as we can, while everyone's happy and wants to do it. I mean, like
you only get one life.
We've got the swag, so if Tyler gets too big for his bunk,
which isn't far off,
out under the awning,
out into the swag.
Yeah.
But
amazing.
We'll continue as long as we can.
Well, we hopefully will cross paths with you guys in the next little while, because we are in and around Queensland for, I think, at least into January. Doing our first kind of real shakedown and trip out to Western Queensland at the moment. But we are looking forward to catching up with you guys in person around a campfire. I have to say, we really wanted to acknowledge with you guys that you truly are inspirational, and it's and as you know, fellow travellers, we are inspired by you, and it's important to recognise, I think, that you guys are inspiring other people to get out of their comfort zone and give it a go. And we wanted to say, well done, guys. We just think you're amazing.
We do. And look, I have to say, we talk about you and we think about you a lot. And certainly in those moments where something in our lifestyle might feel a little bit too hard or too stressful, you guys pop into my head, because I think if Tom and Amy can be out there doing it with the four boys, I need to give myself a little bit of a slap and, you know, bring myself back down to earth here.
Totally.
Oh, we love that. We really appreciate that. And that's what keeps us doing what we're doing too. Just some of the messages we get. We're just normal people. We're just a normal family, and it blows our minds sometimes.
It blows my mind that we inspire people. It's just like, we're just normal. Like,
but we love it, and we really appreciate everyone's love.
Oh, greatly. Yeah.
And it makes us keep going.
Fantastic. And how can people follow you, if anyone listening and watching? Give us all of the different social media platforms.
So we're on Instagram and Facebook are our main ones. So it's just 4 Boys in a Caravan on Instagram and the same on Facebook.
And it's AND, not
the symbol
the
and.
Symbol and.
And the number 4.
Yes, and the number 4. Yep.
Okay.
And we've got the website.
Which we're about to stop
looking at again.
Great.
You know, it's one of those things, you do the website and then you just never touch it again.
Yep.
But we got to work on that again. But it's mainly Facebook and Instagram at this stage. We've got YouTube, but we don't really do it.
Which we're hoping to change. We're hoping the next 12 months for us, we're pretty excited. We want to really, I don't know, what do you call it, step up a notch and
Great.
throw out our knowledge a bit more.
Yep.
Awesome, guys. That's so good. I mean, it's awesome for you to also be able to stretch yourselves and continue to grow and learn, as well. And you've got so much to offer other people. So we just think that's fantastic.
Do you know, you guys reminded me, and this actually, we always have a takeaway in our episodes each week, and this will be a good one, is to really look at life by, can I add value? And truly for us, any success that we found, and for you guys as well, and now in this, this stepping up in this next 12 months, that's the only question I think any of us really need to ask in ourselves and of our interactions with others is, does this add value? Will I leave this experience for this person richer for having had, interacted with me? So I think good on you guys. That is awesome.
Yeah, and I think that, just that learning along the way too, because I think what I have struggled with over the years is the confidence. Oh, yeah. We've lacked a bit just because of my confidence. But we just recently did the show with What's Up Down Under, and it brought out a different side to me that I was like, all right, things are going to change.
Good on you.
That's awesome, Amy. I love it. Well, just remember, you've got that S underneath your clothing, right? You are a superwoman, a super mom. So you just have to show that a bit more. Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you. And I'm sure that you've got 4 boys literally banging on the window at the moment going, hello.
We're actually
Mom,
sitting in
Dad?
the car and we've sent them to the playground. So go to the playground and we'll tell you when we're finished.
Well, we will let you go so that you guys can get on with your awesome day with the boys.
There you go. That's a parenting tip. Instead of locking kids in the car, you lock yourselves in the car.
I love it. So good. Thank you so much, guys. It's been such a pleasure to talk.
Thank you so much for having us. It's been awesome talking to you guys, and we'll definitely, hopefully we'll cross paths real soon for a catch-up.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Jasper still says, my boys. They're my boys. How are my boys?
Funny, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah.
All
right, well, thank you, guys. Well, again, for those listening and watching, look in the description there or just Google 4 Boys in a Caravan. You'll definitely find this very inspirational family and certainly can inspire you to take your own leap of faith. We'd encourage you to check them out. For now, we'll leave it there. We look forward to seeing you next week. Lots happening as we're rolling out west.
Woohoo!
So for now, we'll say dream big, look after yourself, look after your family.
And happy trails.
Wow, wasn't that fantastic having those guys on the show?
So good. They're truly an inspirational family. For anybody who's watching or listening, do get on and follow their journey. I mean, they are really good at showcasing some beautiful destinations around the country as well. Their Instagram, it's very nice.
The only thing I didn't ask, I mean, the gene pool must be strong in the male gene, surely. With Tom there, I just wondered, were they just constantly trying to chase to have a girl and then they just kept having boys, or I'll have to ask him that next time we catch up.
Well, if Tyler goes out in the swag and they free up a bunk, you never know, hey?
Look out. All right. Well, thanks again. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.